really truly this cold is kicking butt today. So we're going to start off with the writing, and then if I feel up to it, I will record. But it's a rough day. So have to get through 17 through 20 today. And I do have one video that I need to make sure goes up today because I didn't get ahead of plans. So maybe I'll do chapter 17, get that one done, and then go back to writing. We'll see. It's a slow day, and I got the hubby to work, and then I decided to take NyQuil instead of DayQuil, and so I'm still in a zombie-like status, and it's rough, because it's almost 10 o'clock, and I'm still just dragging butt and feeling like crap, but see if I can accomplish my to-do list today. They showed me doing this yesterday, but here's the to-do list. I don't know that we're gonna get through all of this, but we'll see. This is the part I'm concerned about. There's so much to do. Also, I don't know why I put read half of this book under recording. Sick Brain is a fun time. Definitely not a big word jump, but that's okay. We went from 11:05 to 11:30, but it's fine. All right, got the video recorded for this book, and the sun is starting to illuminate my space over here. Where is it? There we are. See? Woo! So, the good thing about having all of our snow days was that I had a perfect recording light. But now the sun is out, so I only have a limited amount of time to record here. So, gonna go get my steps in for a little bit, and then go work on chapter 18. Because right now, these are some pitiful steps. Also, you can tell I'm sick. Look at that heart rate. Yeah, it's rough. All right, that's a little better for the steps. I mean, it's not great, but it's something better. All right, finally got the video rendering. So now, on to chapter 18. I just felt like I should note that, for future books, I think I'm going to actively make this a rule that, I'm not going to have a character's name who ends in S. Because I can't remember that rule from, English class in, 8th grade of, how the apostrophe works with that. And, when do you add, another S, or is it just the apostrophe that makes that work? For, Christopher versus Chris's mind. It's well, when you say it out loud, it has the whoop S. But I know I could try to Google it, and I'm sure Grammarly could, even the free version, tell me how to do it. But, at this point, I'm just so over it that I'm you know what? We're just gonna never have a character in any of my future books that has a name that ends in S. It's just not gonna be a thing. There are so many options of names to pick. We're just never doing that again because this sucks. And I did decide to change the name, specifically Chris, to Christopher, because no, I don't know how to do this. And if I could change other names, I would, because that grammar rule is getting to me. And I know it's dumb. I know I could look it up. Don't care, because then I'm gonna question it. And you can't always trust the internet. And it's dumb. So we're just switching it. We're just switching that name. That's the name I've been fixing this whole time. I have 19 to fix in chapter 18. Just with that name alone. So it's going great. All right, chapter 18 is done. Went from 1257 to 1396. Again, I'm not terribly concerned about getting the word count up. It's just kind of checking to make sure things are going well. And I mean, at this point, it's one of those chapters where I struggle to write certain things, and building backstory and romance and stuff is always a struggle. And so I'm I don't know, it feels really cheesy and really stupid. But again, I remind myself there are worse books out there. There are dudes who do not understand female anatomy, and yet they write their smut books and they exist and people buy them. So mine is fine. It could be worse. And the only way to get better is to just keep trying. So, not keep trying on the same project, just keep trying on different ones as we go. So, we'll see how it goes when I have other people read through this and see if they're what the fuck? Or if they actually like it. But for now, going to update the outline thing. It's still labeled outline, but it's not really an outline anymore. It's just where I'm tracking everything. The Google Sheets that I have. But update that, and then go have lunch with my mom, and then come back and hopefully get a little bit more done. The video's still rendering, by the way. It's only at 48%, so it's gonna take a while.
Got a few more steps in, laundry going, now on to chapter 19.
Remember how I said that there was a chapter that I was gonna delete a couple days ago? This one, I don't know if we're gonna recover this word count, because it's one of the things that I had planned to go back and just take out of the story completely. Now we're here. So, we currently have, for chapter 19, 1,287 words. I don't know how long that's gonna last, because, like, the bulk of this chapter's gotta be deleted. So, like, I don't know how much of it's gonna survive. It might be, like, 500 words. And I've got to decide, like, is this chapter even worth keeping? Let's see. Because I just fixed the name. That's step one. Anytime I start a chapter. Got that fixed. Now, I saw the sections and I was like, oh god. Oh, it's that chapter now. Oh no. So, let's see if I keep it or not. I also want to point out that one day I do want to change this background because I feel like it's, like, so weird and random. Like, I'm not a tropical person. This is just where this ended up living. It's a room divider, but it fit right here, so I just stuffed it here, and, like, there's no wall outlet cover thingamajigger there, and, like, it's just my calendar. I feel like eventually I'll have something prettier, but it might be a while. It might be the next book or two. Like, Halloween time, I might figure out something else. It's just summer vibes. Totally. I called it. This is one that I'm gonna let go, because it's fine. And when I have it go through, like, other people reading it, if I need to add more to this, I will. But no, it's fine. So we went from 1287, taking out everything I said I was going to. I knew it was going to happen. 879. We've hit our first major drop in word count. But, I mean, 19 chapters in, that's not bad. And again, I've been adding to all of them, so I feel like this little cut isn't that bad. And again, it's just a conversation that, like, didn't really serve a purpose and was just adding more complication to the plot and the story that, like, just I felt like didn't need to be there. So it's gone, it's fixed, moving on to the next chapter, but gonna go get some steps in. This is just one of those times where I'm like, Google, you gotta do better. Maybe this is how some of these, like, the smut books that are just so bad happen, because, like, a little context, this character, Sophia, can summon wolves. Like, that's her power. And so they're on their way to, like, go into this castle and whatever. Like, the premise of what's going on in the story doesn't really matter. But she has her beasts. She calls them beasts. Annabelle calls her monsters that she can, like, manage monsters, right? And so Sophia had already found her way to the mentors, no doubt using her beasts to aid her. Annabelle was impressed. It wants it to change it so that Sophia found her way to the mentors, no doubt using her breasts to aid her search. Bro, in what universe is that ever going to be a proper sentence? Who's, like, their boobs have, like, GPS tracking? A beast does. Breasts do not. What the fuck, dude? No, stop. You're terrible. Google, go home. Like, you need to do better. All right, just about made it. So, chapter 20 is done. It was 1926. Now it is 2236, which is a good improvement. And so now I am going to update this, go get the hubby from work, hopefully get a little more steps in, and then while I'm waiting for him to actually get to the car, gonna hopefully get about halfway through the book that I'm currently reading, but I'll show you when I'm at the car. So this is the book I'm currently reading. I'm not really loving it. Honestly, for those who follow my other channel, the book, Basic Witches, it's like the same vibe, but a little better written, but not by much. Like, it's definitely not my style of book, to say the least. Alright, looking at my to-do list, I think I'm going to make this much more realistic, and I think we're only gonna do 4 recordings today. Like, that's where we're gonna stop, because I feel like that's just too many, especially being sick. I got 1 video recorded. I'm having a lot of coughing fits, so I don't think I'm gonna record as much as I was hoping. And, like, also, like, I got this, like, rosy cheek situation going on, and I don't know why. I must have, like, a fever or something. But I took some cough medicine, so, like, I don't know. But I'm not feeling it. So I got 1 recorded, And then I remembered I have a Patreon one that I need to do anyways. So I think I'm gonna go work on that. And that one I have to do some meditations and then talk about my thoughts on them. So I think I'll go do that and then call that for the day of recording, because yeah, it's not doing great. I also think I need to just limit to like trying to get 4 videos done a day, like I'm doing the 4 chapters. I think that's a pretty realistic like goal to hit, because otherwise I have that long list and there's no way I'm gonna get to them all. I feel much better when I can actually finish my to-do list for the day. I think 4 videos would be fine. So anyways, let's go get the Patreon video done.
Woo! Finally caught it in time too. You got to see the full animation. I did it! 10K. And now I'm going to read for a little bit until it is time to go cook dinner and catch my breath, because I've been walking, scrolling through TikTok, doing my thing to try and get my steps for the past like 40 minutes. So I'm a little bit tired. I think I've earned some reading time.